Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So the other day, one of my friends, he hit me up and he was telling me that he went on a date with this chick. And he said that, after the date, he had hit her up like 2 days later. He called her and they spoke on the phone for maybe like a minute. And then she sort of cut him off and was like, hey, I got to go. I'll call you later, whatever. And then he told me she didn't call him back. So he ended up texting her like two other times that week. And he's like, I still haven't heard back from her. So he was basically asking me, he's like, yo, how do I, make this happen and what's going on and everything, right? So I wanted to make this video for any of you guys who are, if you're dating a chick and you want to know how to keep things going, and you want to know how often should you call her or text her to make things happen. Should you be calling her or texting her a lot to sort of, keep, talking to her? Should you, limit the amount of calls and texts that you do? So what the hell do you do when you're dating a chick? This is a girl you just first starting out or whatever. How do you make this happen? So basically it's like this, and I've actually talked about this in a couple of other videos, but I'll get a little bit more in depth in this one, right? So basically, when you're first dating a chick, right, all you really need to do is call or text her once a week. That's it. Once a week. So let's say if you go on a date with a girl on Friday, right? Yeah, I go on a date, everything's cool, right? You can probably call her, Wednesday or Thursday, and hit her up, and all you do is when you hit her up, you set up another date. That's it. That's the only reason you are texting or calling a chick, is to set up the next date, right? So you call her once a week, and that call is to set up another date. Simple. A lot of dudes sometimes feel like they need to sort of entertain a woman, because a lot of guys think that if they are not calling or texting or, having conversations with the girl, that she's going to get bored with them. They think that she's going to forget them or something like that. So they feel like they need to do all this extra stuff in order to keep the girl interested, in order to keep her attention. But see, when you keep calling her and you text her and you do all this other extra stuff, what you're doing is the opposite. You're making her sort of that feeling that she was feeling for you, or that attraction she had, starts to lessen, because you are all up in her face and you're not giving her space to actually, think about shit and fill you out. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like how you as a guy, sometimes, let's say if you think about your ex-girlfriend, or if you have a girlfriend now, or you say you were messing with a girl who was super clingy, and then you sort of needed your space. You're like, yo, back the fuck up. I need some space to get my thoughts together. I need some time for me. You feel what I'm saying? So when you are dating a girl, especially when you're first dating a girl, she needs time to think about you. Basically think about what the situation is between you and her, right? She needs that space to sort of, figure that shit out. You understand what I'm saying? Because at that point, she's thinking of how she feels about you. And if you are constantly blowing up her phone every 5 seconds, she's going to be like, damn, this guy is super needy. Okay, so I'm gonna stop fucking with him. You understand? Because this is the funny part about chicks. And I've said this before, is that a lot of times women are looking for red flags. They're looking for reasons to not call you back, because it's easier for them that way. You know why? Because a lot of times women, even though they want a man, they want a boyfriend, all this other stuff, right? Having a boyfriend or having a new guy come into her life is a change in her routine. And that change could be something that is negative. It could be something that is going to, be something that she's not going to like. You understand what I'm saying? So she's looking for a reason to not have that change. So she's like, okay, well, yeah, this guy's needy. I'm not fucking with him. I'm gonna stop calling him, so that she can sort of get rid of you sooner than later, so she doesn't, get all caught up emotionally with you and start to like you, and then it be, this big deal later on. You understand what I'm saying? So she's looking and nitpicking to give herself a reason to call it a day with you, right? So if you are constantly calling her and texting her and sweating her and all this other stuff, she's gonna be like, God damn, this guy's fucking needy. Now the thing is that if you call her once a week and you're just chilling and you're making it real laid back or whatever, it gives her time to think about you. It also, it gives her time to wonder how you're feeling about her, because now by you not calling her every 5 seconds or calling her to see how her day was and all this other stuff, right, it gives her time to think about if you are actually feeling her, which in a lot of cases makes women feel you more when they're not sure if you're feeling them. You understand what I'm saying? They're still guessing. It's still in the stage of I'm not sure yet. So when you do actually text her or call her that one time a week, she's actually looking forward to that, because if she was thinking about you all the time, if she was feeling you, she's excited to be like, oh snap, he called me. You understand? Because if you went out with her on Friday and then you haven't called her, till fucking, Tuesday or Wednesday, you understand what I'm saying? A couple of days have went by and she's probably thinking about you. She's probably wondering like, damn, is this guy going to call? And then when you do, it's like, yes, he called. You understand? That's if she's feeling you, right? So it has that much more of an impact when you call her. You see what I'm saying? So you call her once a week. Now, the only other time you can call her, text her, and I usually suggest text or whatever, is the day before or the day of the date, just to confirm. You understand? So you're just confirming the date. So you can, let's say if you called her on Wednesday to set up another date for Friday, you could call her Friday morning or text her Friday morning, just be like, hey, we still on? And, she'd be like, all right, cool. And then y'all you make it happen. You understand? But other than that, do not be, texting her a whole bunch of other shit, talking about, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's your day going? Just thinking about you. Just wanted to know, how you were feeling today. All this other crap. Stop it. Stop that shit. Right. And now, what if she calls you? What if she's like calling you during the week, right? Because I'm saying, okay, call her once a week just to set up the date. Now, what if she texts you on some, hey, how you doing shit, or she texts you and she's like, hey, what's up, blah blah blah, right? What you do then is you can sort of text back a little or chat with her a little bit, have some a quick small talk, and then what you do is you remind her about the date, and then you stop the conversation. So you get off the phone or you stop texting her. So basically what that would look like is, let's say a girl was like, she texts you, she's like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, oh, what's up? I'm good. What's going on? And then she's like, oh, nothing. I'm just, hanging out today. Just wanted to see what you were up to. And you'd be like, oh, well, I'm good. I'm actually, running around, taking care of some errands. But you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday, and I'll holler at you later. You understand? So you just, you get off the fucking texting or the calling real quick. You let her know, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you when we gonna see each other, and peace out. You understand? And the reason why you do that again is because you still want to keep that feeling of her anticipating, seeing you and thinking about you and all this other stuff, right? Because the thing is that if you are texting back and forth or calling a girl and spending an hour on the phone with her, chatting up, if she calls you or whatever, is that you're giving the situation more chances for her to, again, want to call it off. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is, when you first start dating a woman and it's really new and she hasn't really become emotionally attached to you yet, it's easy for her to just, charge you to the game. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to, designate more of the situations that you're going to interact with each other as a situation and you and her being in front of each other, meaning y'all are actually on the date, y'all are actually talking face to face, because you have that, it's just a different vibe with that body language and, you and her interacting with each other in person. So you want to keep the phone calls and the texts and all that short and sweet, and just letting her know that, hey, you are going to meet her for the date. You understand? Now, as time progresses, let's say if you've been seeing this girl for maybe like, 3, 4, 5 months or whatever, as that goes on, the girl will start to text or call you more often than you're even trying to call her in most cases, right? That's if the chick is feeling you, right? Now, at that point, if you still dealing with her, and if you're at a situation where you actually want her to be your girlfriend or whatever, or you want to make, it a little bit more, of an exclusive thing, whatever it is, at that point, then you can, call her a little bit more. You can talk about whatever type of stuff you want to talk about, and you can, keep it moving in that direction, because at that point, she's already, feeling you and into you now. You understand? But at the beginning of you dealing with the chick, make sure you just call her once a week. When you call her, you set up that date. And if you do call her more than once a week, it's only to confirm the date that you're going to have, right? So guys, listen, if you want more information on how to, step up your phone and text game, make sure you go to Bad Boy Membership and get the audio program, How to Step Up Your Phone and Text Game. Okay, make sure you get that. And also make sure you check out the other audio / video that I have on there called How to Keep Women Interested in You. So make sure you go to badboymembership.com to check that out. All right. And if you have any questions, make sure you click the link below and send me your questions, and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.